We're down 7, 42 seconds left. All Cleveland has to do is punt it. We're backed up, no timeouts. Rodney Holman goes through, blocks it. We go down, we get a pass interference on the 1 yard line.
Wow.
So we have one play, 7 seconds, no timeout.
Right.
Rookie, quarterback.
Yeah.
First 2 guys are hurt, so Boomer's in there. Rookie head coach.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the first week he put me at a eligible receiver. And when he called that play, I said, this guy didn't want to coach in the NFL very long. I said, well, I got to catch it. I'm going to walk home from Cleveland. So I catch it, kick the extra point, tie it up, and we go in overtime to win the game.
Wow.
It's just amazing.
Look at you.
You had 7
Athlete.
catches and 4 touchdown receptions in your career. Where did that skill set originate? How'd you develop that when you're always blocking and not running pass routes and catching passes?
I'm glad you didn't mention average per catch. Let's stay away from that. A lot of people don't know. Baseball was my first love.
Wow.
I played third base from 8 years old through senior in high school.
Wow, okay.
I was a third baseman at 275 pounds.
Wow, you can throw it a little, obviously, if you're playing third base.
So I'd have to hit the ball twice as far as Chris to run around the bases and get a home run. But I guarantee Chris couldn't bunt on me. I was just blessed with that. So hand-eye coordination.
Right.
And then I have to give credit to my O-lineman. Monday, you lift, you run, you watch tape.
Right.
The O-lineman, we used to stay after and have our fat man football game.
Oh, so you'd play a little backyard
football. So we'd split up, old guys against young guys. Max Montoya was our quarterback.
Right.
And Sam Wyche's office was right there. So we would toast the young guys, and Max would hit me for a few touchdowns. I think that had something to do with it.
He saw you. He goes, yeah, the guy
he
can
might
catch
have,
the ball a little bit.
He might have. Yeah, it was fun.
That's
was
incredible.
Fun, yeah.
I'd love to your Super Bowl experiences, right?
Yeah.
I know you didn't win either one. You played the damn 49ers both times.
Yeah.
They were close football games.
Yeah.
Tell me the difference in mindset between the first one as a young player and then the next one 7 years later.
Oh, it was definitely a different mindset.
Right.
I get to the league. My rookie year, we're 6-10.
Right.
I could see the team getting better. New head coach, Forrest Gregg. Now, you have to understand, 10 losses in 1 year, that's 3-4 times more than I had 4 years at USC.
Oh, right. You guys
so
were stacked. You had an all-star team at USC.
So, but I could see the improvement. 6-10, we could have very easily been 10-6.
Right.
Next year, 12-4, home field advantage. My second year, and I'm thinking, man, I think we're going to be there a few times in a row. So we go and we lose the close one, the 49ers, Joe Montana, the goal line stand.
Right.
And then, like you said, it's another 7-8 years until we get back. And I thought we had the talent to get back, but it just, that's why I have so much respect for the teams that get back year after year. Buffalo, even though they didn't win one, 4 in a row.
Right. It's incredible.
Now you see what Kansas City's doing.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
But the top of them all, Brady and the Patriots.
It doesn't even make sense.
And then, of course, I told myself going to the second one, I'm going to take in more than I did that first one.
Yeah.
I really didn't take in as much.
Right.
Kind of hard when you're playing the AFC Championship game in 59 below. Right. And then you go to
That's
Pontiac, Michigan,
Right.
and you can't leave the hotel room because of the weather.
Right.
Now you get the second one. You're going to Miami, 83 degrees. You go fishing before you start preparing down there. You play a little golf.
Right.
So I wanted to take everything in, make sure that I remembered a lot more in the second one. But even after that second one, I thought, with Boomer, James Brooks,
you guys still had
Eddie
a real
Brown,
good
we were
team.
loaded.
Right.
And we didn't get back.
Yeah.
So. But I'm thankful, even though we didn't win one, I had a chance to play in 2 of them.
Were you way more nervous in the first one, right? Like my dad always speaks about how, like in the Super Bowl, his Super Bowl, the first drive, like everybody in the huddle was hyperventilating, right? I kind of told the story to Mike yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you notice, like in the second Super Bowl, you're like, okay, I've been here, done that, as compared to maybe the first one where you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm in the Super Bowl. Was there that feeling at all?
I think personnel maybe brought on that hyperventilation. So my first one, they were in a 34 defense, odd defense.
Right.
They had traded for Fred Dean, who is their pass rush specialist, coming from San Diego. I faced him my rookie year.
Yep.
For his size, speed, strength, I'm thinking this is not real.
Right.
So going to the game, we need to keep him in that odd defense. Keep him out of the nickel defense.
Gotcha.
Because Fred's going to be coming in.
Right.
We go out, first play, they're in the nickel defense.
They came
Number 74 is in. I'm thinking,
like,
okay.
No.
But, it ended right away.
Okay.
Just the excitement. And for me, it was more adrenaline, excitement than it was nervous.
Right.
So I guess it was a combination of both.
Yeah. Okay.
December 10, 1989, Cincinnati. Browns in town. Snowballs start flying. And Sam Wyche grabs the microphone and ultimately says, you live in Cincinnati, you don't live in Cleveland. How did the players respond to that?
Well, first of all, the PA announcer roamed the sideline. And
That's hilarious.
by that time, we just kind of, okay, what's Sam going to do this week? We saw him, and those were the days of somebody holding your wires.
Yeah, right. You had somebody just following you around.
So
like
he takes the
dog on a
headset off,
leash.
he hands them all the wires, and we're like, okay, we're on the sideline. So what's going on?
Yeah, right.
He goes down the sideline, across the end line, and we keep watching, and then he grabs the mic, and we go, oh, my goodness. And that's when he said, the next person that throws a snowball, turn them in. You don't live in Cleveland. And we're like, oh, my goodness. But that was classic. That was classic Sam. But let me tell you one thing. Genius offensive mind.
Yeah, right.
You can say whatever you want about him as a person, but I tell you what, those 8 years, I was at left tackle with Boomer and Sam.
Right.
We were doing things that
nobody was doing. I know.
Nobody.
The hurry-up offense. You guys kind of invented that.
But it wasn't actually the hurry-up.
Right.
We called it the attack.
The attack.
We could hurry up. We could
attack.
hold the defensive linemen in their stance as long as we wanted to.
Right.
We had, and terminology, we had every play coded 4 different ways.
Right.
I mean, so that meant you call one play with terminology 4 different ways.
Yeah.
We had plays, if we broke a play, we had solo, duo, and trio. Let's say we busted a 40-yard play, defense is a little discombobulated.
Yeah, right.
As we sprint to the line, Boomer's going duo, duo, duo. That gave you formation, play, and snap count.
That's incredible.
Wow.
That's way ahead of its time. That's what teams are doing now.
I know.
Right? It's a Chip Kelly and all that, the coded words.
The
and doing that.
K-gun.
The K-gun.
That started after.
It started Jim Kelly, and then we're like, damn, that kind of works. That lefty, big blonde guy, let me copy that.
But with Sam, I mean, he was just like, okay, what's he going to do? But the guy was amazing offense. And with him, Boomer, Turk Schoner,
right,
brilliant mind as our backup quarterback, and Bruce Coslett, those guys just killed it. But, it was a lot of fun as an offensive player.
Give us one guy you played against who made you say, wow.
He was on the other side, and thank God I just saw him a few plays in the Pro Bowl. I would look at number 92, Reggie White, and say, wow.
Right.
He can take a 300-pound lineman and toss him around like he's throwing his kid in a swimming pool.
Like a rag doll, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw a lot of times I went, wow.
Yeah.
Between him and LT, I said a lot of, and your dad played with.
I know. Well, I used to be, wow, I hope 92 doesn't hurt my dad today a lot.
So LT and Reggie, wow.
Yeah.
Those are wows.
They were wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just, with Reggie, you had to be a little more power, I guess, be worried about the power moves. The LT you had to worry about the pure
nothing
speed
with Reggie,
or whatever,
right?
See, that was a great thing about when I was playing. We had the power guys, but then you had the fast guys that would come in. I didn't see the same DE. Kind of like today. I saw a 280-pound DE, but then, Derek Thomas would come in at 235 and run like 4.2, and he could run around you.
And he get low as hell.
So you had to stay a little low, but you had to be able to maneuver and move out there in space. So, I mean, I loved that part of the game when I was playing.
How much better would you be if you were playing today and you could hold all the time and they never call it?
Yeah, tell us. What do you look at tackles right now? Do you go wow, or what's your thought over it?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't have a weigh-in. So that would be sweet. That would be like, no surprise weigh-in, Sam. I'm 300 pounds, but don't worry about it.
Right.
I was 315 in college, and I felt great.
Right.
So I'd probably be a little bigger.
Yeah.
It would be like, okay, as long as you don't pull, okay, Chris is playing D across, as long as your shoulder pads don't come over your face mask, it's not holding. I get confused. What's pay-eye? What's pass interference?
I hear you.
What's holding?
It's all over the place right now.
So it's,
How about letting the tackles off the line of scrimmage a hair before the snap like we've seen this year a lot?
Well, that's anticipation, Chris. Come on, that's not early.
He's defending his guys.
That's anticipation. But no, it's, and I have great memories, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But, my thing here, so I just was over doing a panel with Deanna Flores.
Right.
Flag football quarterback from Mexico City, little bitty gal, and Marissa, who's, the NFL. And, for myself, being a Latino, being Hispanic background, and really doing this panel with Toyota. Toyota has been the official, automotive partner for the NFL for a year.
Right.
And for them to team up and really allow families to come together and some great experiences, and for them to really promote this. And I've been doing stuff like this for years and years. Character camps for Hispanic kids in Mexico for 10 years in a row. 32 NFL cities up until COVID.
Right.
So to be able to be on that panel and just see the passion this young lady has, playing your position, quarterback, flag football, and being in the Super Bowl commercial.
It's amazing.
And then, of course, Marissa and her job at the NFL, building the fandom, with the Latino community in the States and around the world. But that's something that I've always felt very proud of and have taken very serious. Even though I was born here, I'm an American, but my culture, my grandparents, great-grandparents.
That's great what you're doing, man.
Brought the food, the parties,
Right.
And I've, to see guys like Fred Warner and, Pacheco and really continuing the legacy of.
Yeah.
And, people talk about me being the trailblazer, and I had to add a little bit. I said, but remember, my rookie year was 1980. Think about the first Latino backup quarterback to win a Super Bowl and the first Latino head coach to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Tom Flores.
Tom Flores.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of a trailblazer.
Yeah, that is.
With
incredible.
Jim Plunkett.
Right.
Yep. Joe Cap with the Vikings, guys I used to watch. So I don't know if you know this. I was a quarterback from 8 years old to 8th grade.
Well, I'm not shocked when you told me you played third base. I was like, all right, Anthony's a little different athlete than I thought.
So my guys were Roman Gabriel.
Right, sure.
Lenny Dawson.
Okay.
And Bill Nelson.
Yeah.
Of course, Joe Cap. I want to be like those guys.
Yeah,
man.
right.
But, so this has been fun for me to.
How'd you get steered away from it? You just got too big?
So I get flag football. I put the pads on as a freshman, about 6'2", 6'3", about 235. I come out with the 2-bar. Freshman football.
Yeah,
first
like
time
Andy
with
Reid
pads.
at the punt, pass, and kick competition.
So the coach says, okay, linemen over there, receivers. I go running over with the quarterbacks.
Right.
Coach looks at me and goes, you're not a quarterback. I
Yeah.
said, you see all those wide receivers? I've been throwing to them for years.
Right.
He says, you got to go and see Henry.
Yeah.
Henry was our equipment manager.
Right.
You got to change your face mask.
Right.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So now I'm trying to, first day of practice in pads, I'm trying to put my hand on the ground, get comfortable in a 3-point, can't throw the football anymore. I said, well, I'll play this year, but baseball, I'm going to play varsity this year anyway.
Right.
Second day of camp as a lineman, it started to get a lot of fun.
Right.
You have to understand, I'm 2 times as big as most of the
Yeah,
defensive
so you're
linemen.
killing people going, I like this.
So this coach, by my senior year, I'm 6'6", 300 pounds, and on my way to U.S. City to play offensive line, I think back to my freshman coach, Roger Dunlap, and say, I guess I owe you a big thank you for moving me from quarterback to offensive line.
Who do you see playing today that when you see him, you think that, you know what, that's me?
Well, I don't know if I don't think I ever say that's me, but I said, man, this guy's pretty good. Trent Williams.
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy's
right,
pretty good.
Right.
Lane Johnson. This guy's pretty good.
Right.
The kid.
They just jump out when you watch it.
Tenzel down in.
Larry Tunsil.
Larry
Yeah,
Tunsil.
Tunsil.
Houston Texans, right.
Look, he's pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt.
But mainly Trent Williams, I said, he's 35 years old. He's pretty good.
He's really good.
Seems like he's getting better. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I got one more for you. I know you got to go, and this is awesome what you're doing for Toyota and the
Yeah.
Anthony Munoz Foundation. The 49ers, the second Super Bowl, right? You were playing a team. It's a little like the Niners are playing this Chiefs team. They've won the Super Bowl. They got this great quarterback. Everybody's like, oh, he's so clutch. When Montana had the ball at the end of the game, was there did it feel inevitable? Did you go, oh no, he's going to go down the field? Because I feel like we could be in that mode here in this game where the 49ers could be leading, and now Mahomes has got the ball, and they might be like, oh gosh, he's got it. What was the feeling on the sideline?
It wasn't until they got close to midfield. At first, I said, our defense has been bending, but they've been playing. I mean, they've been getting a lot of yards.
Great all day, right?
Yeah, I mean, Rice was getting a bunch of catches, but hadn't,
right.
And I felt good about it.
Yeah.
But then if you remember, they had like a 3rd and forever.
Right.
And Rice breaks the tackle.
He thought the in cut, and he broke a tackle and ran up the field.
And he gets like a yard more. That's when it kind of, oh my goodness.
No, right.
But then they throw to a guy that didn't have a catch all game.
Right.
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I felt good that we could stop him.
Okay.
But after that 3rd and long, it was like,
oh no.
Yeah.
Right.
That
We
was
might be in trouble.
Yeah, that was like, I wish I had some Bruce Smith pass rushing ability to get in there and rush
help
a little
out.
bit. Yeah.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.